Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final week of the UFL regular season and predictions for said week of the UFL season. We got 4 games to play, including some playoff previews. So before I dive right into it, I want to quickly say if you are new, subscribe, we really appreciate it. Leave a like and comment down below your thoughts for week 10. Let's get right into it. We kick off week 10 with an XFL Conference Championship preview and the game of the week as the St. Louis Battlehawks play the DC Defenders in Audi Field. And my main issue with this game is going to be a fantastic game, whether the starters play a full 60 or not. My main issue is that this game has no stakes behind it. Due to scheduling conflicts with Audi Field, the XFL Conference Championship is set in stone to being played in St. Louis, and because of that, there's no home field advantage up for play in this game like there otherwise would have been. This is going to be a fantastic game one way or another again. Either the starters play a full 60 and we get a bloodbath, or the backups come in and we get to figure out whose depth is better, which can definitely play an impact in the playoffs. So because of that, I have the Battlehawks winning this game. Even if the starters play a full 60, I'm going to pick St. Louis. I really like the team they have. They are my number one team in the power rankings entering this week. And if they do decide to play the backups, St. Louis has some great depth pieces on this team, from the running back room with Kavan Latulis to Brandon Silvers as the backup quarterback, and even some receivers that are kind of buried in that depth chart. I really like what St. Louis has in terms of depth. Meanwhile, DC doesn't really have that same factor. Mike DeLeo is a very solid backup quarterback. There's nothing wrong with him. I just prefer Brandon Silvers. And when it comes to their backup receivers and running backs, I'm not a big fan of what they got in Darius Haggins and some of those other guys buried in the receiving room. Just all around, I feel like St. Louis is the better team. And despite what the first matchup said, I do like St. Louis to win this game. Saturday at 3 p.m. EST, it should be another pretty solid game as the Houston Roughnecks make the trip to play the Michigan Panthers in Jake Bates bobblehead night, because why not? The case with this game is that Michigan is not playing their starters for the full 60, which makes total sense. They're keeping their eyes on the playoffs for the next week. So it's been reported that we're going to be getting a healthy servant of Rocky Lombardi in this game, former NIU quarterback. So he'll probably play at least a full half. Now, it's also been reported that we're still not sure who will start this game. It's either going to be Bryce Perkins or Danny Edling. It will depend on Perkins' injury status. I would like it if Perkins played at least a quarter or a drive in this one, just so that way he's not completely rusty entering the playoffs. But we'll have to wait and see. Houston, on the other hand, a great win against DC the week prior in their potentially final home game. Obviously, nothing confirmed yet, but there's that potential aspect. And Jalen McClellan has been a great quarterback from them since taking over the starting job. So they're going to be hungry to get this win once again. So I'm going to pick Houston to win this game. Michigan, again, the idea that they're going to be resting a lot of their starters for the playoffs is totally understandable. I'm not holding it against them. Houston's out for blood here. They're still a really good team, and a team that's been playing with a lot of tenacity to them since McClellan took over. So I do have the Roughnecks pulling off the upset, I guess, in this week. I'm not fully sure what the spread is, but I have the Roughnecks winning nonetheless. Sunday at noon EST, the Arlington Renegades make the trip to play the San Antonio Brahmas. And if speculation is to be believed here, this might be the final game for Luis Perez in spring football in his football career, as some reports are saying he might retire after the season. And if this is the final game, it has been one hell of a spring football career for Luis Perez, and he's definitely the spring king. So all around, Arlington has a lot to play for in this game. San Antonio, they definitely have stuff to play for as well, but they're sitting at 1-8 at this point. So all around have not been a great team this year. Their defense has been lacking. The quarterback play has been inconsistent. The ground game is finally picking up steam when nothing else has any steam to it. And meanwhile, Arlington is still this really high-powered team that the only reason they aren't in a potential playoff spot at this point is just poor play in the end of games, which was also their issue last year. All around, I really like Arlington. I have them winning this game one final time for Luis Perez. Potentially, it's going to get a hell of a career for him. Good on him. And yeah, I have Arlington winning this one. And finally, the last game of UFL this season, for the regular season at least, is the Birmingham Stallions making a trip to play the Memphis Showboats. Similar to Michigan, I would be very safe to assume that Birmingham would not be playing their starters for the full 60 in this game, as they're going to be looking to rest them for the playoffs. But that bars the question, who is going to be their starter in the first place for this game? Alex McGough seems very, very close to be coming back, but just hasn't yet been on the field, is playing in actual games just yet. Jamar Smith, though, has been playing incredible since he's taken over the starting job for Birmingham. So who do you have as a starter entering the playoffs? this could be a good week to figure that out. We're going against a Memphis team that is starting to dress their win, who was the team that beat them earlier in this season for the first loss at home in a long, long time. And that was an overtime game. I'm not expecting the same results in this one. I have Birmingham winning this game. For as much as Memphis has really shown me some forms of tenacity in this year, just all around though, they're a very weak team and have not been playing up to the standard that they might have had for themselves. Meanwhile, Birmingham is on that hunt for the four-peat, and another win entering the playoffs will feel good for them as they have a pretty tough matchup in the playoffs against Michigan once again. But that will be a discussion for next week. So yeah, give me the Stallions in this one. Well, there you have it. My predictions for week 10 of the 2025 UFL season. It has been one hell of a ride this regular season. Been a lot of fun. And again, we have 3 more games after this week for the playoffs. Should be just as, if not even more fun. So stick around and subscribe because, like I said at the beginning, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Trying to get to 500 by the start of both the NFL season or by the end of the year, whichever one comes first. I would be appreciated of it. Yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.